Maybe I'm crazy, but we did not go to the moon.
We did. We just didn't take a picture of it.
No, I think that's what they're trying to pitch us, is that the picture proves that we went to the moon.
So you don't think we went at all?
We'll get to it. Okay. This is the short part of it. It's for later.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not.
Welcome to the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. That is Brandon Newman.
Hola.
We had a good week. I had a good week this weekend.
Yes.
I went to Miami, and then I went to Playa del Carmen. Thank you, Earl.
Playa del Carmen, where's that?
That is in Mexico.
Oh, you said you went to Mexico. I thought you was talking about last time you went to Mexico.
No.
This time you went to Mexico.
This time I went to Mexico. Anyway, also won both of my fantasy leagues first playoff round.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, this is a big weekend.
Yeah, it is. You won also.
I did. And
we are surviving. It's not fixed, guys. We're just really good at this.
No, I actually took a trip this weekend that I should thank Earl for as well.
Yeah, you should. You should thank Earl for that.
You know what I'm saying? UCLA. Michelle told me, she's like, text Earl about UCLA. No, text Earl about, and I just, that was 2 weeks ago. And I just like the day before hit Earl.
It's better to do it the day before, always.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just in case.
So you went.
Yes.
The game looked amazing, though.
Oh, it was. I've never seen college football up that close.
Basketball.
I've never seen college basketball up that close because I obviously have seen college football, and I have dyslexia, so there's that. But yeah, no, it was great. I got a chance to talk to some coaches and some former players after the game. Saw some Notre Dame people. It made me remember that I was there. I was there, and people knew where I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People recognize my face.
It's a nice little feeling. People remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Tank, R&B legend, in today.
Yes.
Also a huge sports fan. So he is great. He is going to talk about music and get people very in their feelings, I'm sure, because we have some lists to ask him about. And LeBron and MJ and the NFL and all of that. And he's great. So let's get to Tank. All right. Tank is in the building, the legend. Welcome. We're very excited to have you in because we've been following your social media and we have questions.
Come on, talk to me. I
got
got answers.
We've got a lot of questions.
Stirring up.
First of all,
content.
Yeah. You like to do lists. Okay, you've been involved in a lot of lists on social media the past couple days. So you put your name to your feelings. You have the R&B money hat on right now, so let's start with that. You're an R&B legend, and you put your top 5 R&B out.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
That wasn't my top 5.
It's not your top 5. So
no,
you endorsed the top 5?
That's why I said I tagged the person whose top 5 that was.
But you endorsed that top 5.
I said let's discuss.
So who is your top 5
hiding behind the retweet
R&B?
I'm not hiding.
You just put it out there. Like, sometimes we just look at this. I didn't say I agree with it, but just look at it.
What do you think about it? If you think I should be there, fine.
Okay. But that's why you have to put in your bio retweets, not endorsements. You know?
Yes.
Then we get confused.
Okay. I like that.
So then that's important. All right. So I was a little confused, and then we're just discussing this. Do you do top 5 R&B of all time? Do you do top 5 currently, like still alive?
Like today,
do you do top 5 currently still putting out music?
I think it's tough. You know what I mean? Like for me, I would just do an all time. You know what I'm saying? In terms of what was instrumental in creating me.
Okay, so
right, yes.
So so are you not going to include yourself in it?
No, I'm not going to include myself in it because I'm not finished.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard to compare unfinished stats.
So
I go through this a lot.
These are for people who you feel like their career is over?
No, that have done it.
Oh, Joy! Don't try to stir up.
No.
I'm just trying to set the parameters for the list.
Listen, those who inspire me.
Okay,
that's it. The reason I don't include myself is because, to me, I have a long way to go before I'm considered one of the greatest ever.
Okay, so you're being
still
humble.
Inspiring yourself.
Fine. If you don't want to include yourself, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
So your top 5.
My top 5.
All-time R&B.
All-time R&B.
Individuals.
Okay. Solo male artists.
Yes.
Marvin Gaye.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Babyface.
I mentioned him a few minutes ago. Okay.
That's strong.
Yeah, it is. I'm not. Yeah.
I know it's strong. R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
All right, we'll circle back to that. Go on.
Heard of Robert.
I knew a circle was
We
coming.
gotta circle back to that.
Heard of Robert.
We gotta come back to that.
I knew a circle was coming. Keith Sweat.
Ooh.
Everybody's cousin. Everybody's cousin. I grew
Sweat.
up.
And we can circle back to that too because there's a lot of unknowns about Keith Sweat.
Okay.
Ooh, yes, that feels like
That was an unexpected name. Go ahead.
like a phantom legend.
And for the purpose of grooming me and putting me into the space that I am in now, Genuine.
Okay. So not on the list is Usher. Okay.
Not for me.
No, that's for
Not for me.
generations
pushback,
wise. Like, who's inspiring him?
Pushback.
That's who's inspiring
Okay, so
me.
this is just
Yes.
your top 5 R&B inspirations. But you feel like these are also just the top 5 R&B period. Like you can't put holes in this list.
Listen, Genuine gets the OG, asterisk. You know what I'm saying? That's just my teacher. That's the guy who raised
that,
me.
yeah.
Now, if I was going to play somebody in that spot and we could still have G, sitting right here just on the paper,
Right.
I would go a young guy by the name of Chris Brown.
Woo. Now we got to circle back to him too.
Yeah.
So, because
have
what
some
your
circles
list,
to make.
the trend on your list seems to be songwriters or people that are pretty good writing down their own stuff.
Absolutely.
And can create for others as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. just
Absolutely.
make sure.
That's the criteria for me.
Okay. Yeah. It's important.
You know
and
what I
that's
mean?
a lost art now.
Do you consider John Legend to be R&B? Or do you consider him
do.
to be okay.
I do.
Yeah,
I think he's
that's-
dope.
I think that's fair.
I think John Legend is R&B. Listen, R&B is here, and there are a lot of different levels and layers
Right.
to R&B. The neo soul,
But it's
the
getting
whatever
muddied
pop
now,
version,
though.
whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think overall, let me just question: would you think Bruno Mars is R&B?
No, I would consider him pop.
Why? He just did a '90s R&B album.
Bruno need to rebrand a little bit.
No,
he
okay,
just
no, no,
because he
Bruno, okay?
has
Yeah, people always
rebranded,
gonna
but he
come for Bruno.
wasn't.
He just did.
He got to where he got on the backs of a lot of talented black men that he put himself around. Mark Ronson helped him get around those people.
So hard
and
for
then
you to say
I'm just saying, and Bruno has switched it up in a real way that nobody's talking about, and I'll give him his respect, but. He is definitely he's a pop. He switched.
I
He got the genre and then moved over to R&B.
Is this
Kinda.
album a '90s R&B album? Yes or no?
The other guys made yes. Yes.
But overall, I
Does he
wouldn't-
dress like In Living Color?
Yes, he does. But overall, I would still
Living
consider him.
single.
I could consider him a pop artist.
Well, here's the thing. Let's just treat the word pop as what it is. It's just popular. Okay, so because Bruno Mars is a lot more straight ahead, which appeals to a lot more people, that doesn't make him any less R&B.
I don't know. Like when I think of R&B, I'm like, and Bruno is like,
I'm not gonna ask with that.
You know what it was. So I'm not trying to do that's not Bruno.
But that's
you think of Bruno, you're not like I'm trying to listen to that and be in love.
But that's a level and layer of R&B. There are levels and layers to R&B. There's the soulful aspect of it. There's the inspirational aspect of it. There's the sexual aspect of it. There's the dance aspect of it. It's R&B.
Okay, so R. Kelly. Here's the thing, Tank. We left R. Kelly in 2017.
We tried to.
We did. I did.
Yes.
We
it was an
did.
attempt. As a podcast, we tried
we
to.
tried to leave
Yes.
R. Kelly in 2017.
Yeah. But
because, you know.
Yeah.
So
But when you make I Believe I Can Fly,
I just don't like
stay
it,
relevant.
we talk about this in sports a lot because you run into people say like Floyd Mayweather, right? Or I don't know, lots of people. Okay, but let's just use Floyd as an example. Right. Somebody who is just an indisputable champion, the absolute best at what they do. You can't argue it. Consistency over years, but them as a person makes a complete conflict in being a fan of them. So you have to separate. Like I can appreciate the work that they do,
right,
but I don't appreciate them as a person, as an individual. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much where we are with R. Kelly, but I feel like it's almost like on another level. Like it's just another extra step up. But
he put the work in to get even further off that list.
Right.
Right.
So it's hard to appreciate the art when it's like you know where that is coming from.
And I agree completely. But it is still hard to ignore his body of work, We want to ignore him and delete
him
him as a person, and I get it. You know, I would never go into my personal feelings about, you know, R. Kelly and the things that I've seen or heard, or for that matter. What I can say is that musically, as a writer, singer, and producer, that is a man who I studied to become who I am. And I can't take that away. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that I could denounce that. Yeah. I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? So for me, like everybody else,
I mean, you could argue a lot of people on Earth wouldn't be here.
Listen, I could go down the list. Listen, I could go down the list of every artist after him. Every R&B artist after R. Kelly was trying to be R. Kelly.
Right.
And still is.
Or be with R. Kelly. Shouts out to Aaliyah.
It just makes, you know, you had to do that. It just makes it difficult for me. Like, it's like, but now we're gonna circle back to Chris Brown. Chris Brown, for me, he's into that pop category now too. Like pop, he's just making like dance hits now.
It's not his fault that he's that popular though. Like Chris Brown is something that we've really never seen before. He's a genreless artist. Chris Brown can just make music, which is what...
That's a fair description of Chris Brown.
Which is what every artist aspires to be.
Right.
I just want to make music and create and not be boxed in, not be set over here. We're going to use you when we need some of this, and then, you know, we'll get back. Like, every artist wants to be free to just create music. If I could do a 4 on the Floor record right now with DJ Marshmello or MK...
I think you could.
Do you know the type of fist pumping I would do with my shirt off in a foam pit? Are you kidding me? I want that.
Have you been to a foam party before?
No, but I want to go.
You go once. You go once, you get clean,
you know,
and you get out.
I've been to a foam party, like not in the foam, but it's like, that just feels like germs.
I mean, listen.
Just around you.
We've all done worse.
Well, he brought up a very good point. Chris Brown, that first album he put out, Chris Brown is the name of it, if you forgot. All bangers, all hits. They stretched those hits forever. He continues to, if he puts out a project, he kills the stream. He almost started this streaming war just from putting out
just
albums
content,
like X.
Just content after content, just more content.
And he's a performer.
He's a performer, but he's an ultimate creator. Like everything you see from Chris Brown, he is hands-on, first position creating. That's ill. This he's a singer, he's a writer, he's a producer, he's a video director, he's a ninja, he's a gymnast. I'm sure there's some more things that I'm missing.
This might be blasphemous, but it felt like he was on before all of this part of it. He was on that path. That Michael path.
to be the greatest.
Right.
And it's tough because we're in an age where information doesn't travel just locally anymore. Information travels globally.
Right.
You know, before when you were an artist and information just traveled, you know, this far, if you made a mistake, you know what I mean, it would travel this far and then slowly but surely disappear as you got to the rest of the world. But now it's like, no, it's front page news everywhere. You know, and they will keep reminding you.
Yeah,
it does rotate though, because we got a lot. We got a lot. They keep reminding you.
They'll remind you.
Yeah.
Because now you're tapped into all the unhappy people in the world that want to keep you unhappy
people
as
do
well.
like to keep other people unhappy, don't they?
Yes, yeah, you got to pull them down.
That is what they are best at.
Yeah.
So you played. This is a nice smooth transition into sports. You played a running back in high school.
Yes, 7.8 yards of carry.
Woo! 7.8?
93 yards from the line of scrimmage.
I rocked in high school. Pull the tape.
I just, you know,
Oh
I did things.
Did you get a scholarship for football?
I got partial scholarships.
There's other questions we can ask before we get to the fact
No,
that
no,
there's a scholarship.
what do you mean?
Because
There's so many high school accolades we can keep talking about before we get to the
leading
scholarship
to
part.
something
She
else.
wants to
I'm
get to the
trying
money.
to tell the
Were you heavily
story.
recruited? I know what's going on here.
I'm sorry.
I didn't play my junior year.
Of high school.
Of high school.
Oh, okay.
And so that was the year. My sophomore year. Here's a crazy story. No one was grooming me. No one was telling me what to do, what not to do. I was just playing football because I love to run around and hit people and score touchdowns.
Amen.
So when they pulled me up to the varsity in the 10th grade, they were like, okay, you're going to play running back. And I was like, and what else? They was like, that's it. I was like, I don't like it. Because I come from Boys and Girls Club. I came from JV, where I was the kicker, the starting fullback, rotating tailback, third string quarterback, starting linebacker. Like, I'm all these things, and I'm all world. And then you pull me up to varsity and say, you're only playing running back? I didn't know what that meant. I was like, no, I want to leave. I want to go.
They were slighting you.
I want to leave. You don't respect my gifts.
You can't put me in a box. Nobody puts baby in the corner. It's the same thing with the artist thing. Don't put me in the corner. But sometimes you just got to be a defensive tackle.
Nobody was grooming. I didn't know.
Sometimes you just got to eat your way into the position that's going to get you where you're going to go. And that's what I heard one day.
I didn't know that that's how football worked.
Yeah.
You play a position. You know what I'm saying? And so I made the mistake of going back down to JV my 10th grade year. My junior year, I didn't play at all. And then I show up my senior year competing against a running back who's top 5 in the country. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was game on. You know what I mean? And so the goal was to get him his scholarship. Of course, the coaches had their little things attached to that. You know how
Politics.
that game goes. And then here comes this kid, this little church kid, you know, running 93 yards from the line of scrimmage. We don't need that. He's killing our vibe. So every time he runs the ball down inside the 10 to switch him out, put our guy in and score the touchdown.
So they sabotaged you.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But at that time, I didn't know that I was supposed to say, hey, man, that ain't right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was just doing what the team needed me to do. For the team. Yeah, you scored. I don't need it. You know, I didn't know.
No, you're selfish. That's what football teaches us, and it's a wrong lesson.
So
Yeah, it's bad.
I
To
should have been
sacrifice
selfish
yourself for the team.
Yeah, so I end up with a bunch of partial scholarship offers, and I ended up with a full scholarship offer to Morgan State for music.
That's what I was getting to, Brandon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
The
so
full scholarship.
in my
Got
mind,
you.
I'm like, I'm gonna trick them. I'm gonna use my music scholarship and play football. But they scheduled all my required scholarship classes during football practice. So needless to say, I was there for a month and a half. Got out of there. You know, they wanted me to do things like math and English
Oh yeah.
on a music scholarship. Who does that?
No.
Take
Math,
college.
science, y'all keep
Yeah.
that.
I don't add things
It's
right now.
really
You see
silly.
this calculator on my iPhone?
Right, and a
That's what I
microwave.
use. You know
Yeah, I
what
don't
I'm
need
saying?
all that.
So got out of there, went to the studio, and the rest is history.
Right. See, I knew I had the info.
I know.
So I was trying to lead to that.
let him there. It's
Okay,
good.
so
That's good. I like
we
what y'all did.
declared make running backs great again last year, and it has been this year. So there's been a lot of talk about the importance of running backs. Le'Veon Bell, obviously, an artist himself, I think he would say. He went through a whole thing this year. Now it's kind of looking like the Steelers maybe probably should have paid him. It's kind of looking that way, but you
never know until.
yeah, I
Until you know.
still think they should have paid him.
I think so too.
But who's your favorite running back in the league right now? Being that was your position.
I might have to go with that boy Saquon, man.
Really?
That's a good pick.
He's had a great year.
He's I'm a Barry Sanders guy. I'm a
Right.
Bo Jackson guy. You know what I'm saying? Those guys, those power guys that just engines, man. And he's a powerful human being.
Yeah.
Like his legs are like, I love that.
So
You
he
know what I'm
hasn't
saying?
fumbled since his sophomore year in high school.
And I didn't fumble.
You didn't fumble either.
No,
It's
I
like,
didn't
what
fumble.
happened?
You see these hands? We got the same size hand. I don't fumble. There was one mishap in an exchange, and that was the quarterback's fault.
Of course, right.
That was his fault.
Always.
All right,
Yes.
I'm open here. Okay,
Right.
I'm open here.
You got to put it.
You
In
got
the
to put it in the
numbers.
breadbasket.
Right, yeah.
All right, this is not an option.
I agree.
Right. No,
I agree.
Saquon's
He's a monster.
He's been
Changing the game.
the one bright spot for the Giants in what has been a disaster of a year
And
for them.
that's also, you know, why I give him so much love and so much credit is because he's in a tough situation up there. You know, a lot of running backs that are doing great this year, I think, are on very good teams and
Right.
you know, part of very good systems. And
Yeah.
he's over there trying to figure it out.
he's been the
With
workhorse
less.
for a team that is the
That has nothing going on.
engine to their entire offense. I just hope that they ease up on him a little bit so we can see this for longer.
Yeah,
This guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame one day, and he's got to be on the field to do that.
yeah,
So your team is the Raiders.
yeah.
But what do you think of Gruden? And they just fired their GM Reggie McKenzie, which
Mm-hmm.
anyone could have seen that coming. But what do you think of Gruden and everything that's going on there?
I mean, I'm a Gruden fan, so.
So you're optimistic about it.
I'm very optimistic about it, and I feel like the play is, let's let's do what we have to do now so that when we get to that place, we can beat somebody. And that place being Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Let's make all of these changes now. Like, let's start taking this thing apart now so we can really start building for this new home.
But did you feel like it was necessary to take everything apart? Because for me, I don't necessarily believe you have to come into a situation and bulldoze the situation. If something is happening and you come in, and obviously like they made a coaching change for a reason, but Khalil Mack, pretty good player. Amari Cooper,
amazing.
Pretty good player.
These are people that your
Listen,
team traded away.
Great players, right? But team is team. Team is chemistry.
True.
Team is all of these things, right?
Pieces.
And I still don't feel like just those two pieces alone, without the chemistry involved, was going to help us get into the playoffs or get anywhere closer to our goal, which is a championship. So in that case, you have to make a very, very tough decision. Like, do we just deal away the two great things that we have in order to really build and start from the ground up? Sometimes and it's not a bad choice. Some people would choose the latter. Some people would choose, it's not a bad choice.
Also, it's very expensive to move people to a new state. So
Yes.
if you want to clear all those big contracts,
Gotta clear
it. Okay, yeah.
Start
yeah.
over. I'm a fan of starting.
Gotta hire
to make
movers.
the move. Who do you like for the Super Bowl this year? I picked the Rams and the Steelers at the beginning of the year. It's not looking as hot right now, but it was strong there for a little bit. Who do you like?
Man, you know what? I like the Rams. I love the Rams. I love Kansas City. But when you let that boy Tom Brady into the playoffs,
They might be on the road though.
it doesn't matter.
Tank too much of an OG.
It doesn't matter. When you let
Picking all the
that
goats.
boy into the playoffs, something just happens. Those lights aren't too bright for that man right there. He has seen it all, been to it all, been through it all. And these young guys, they're going to be feeling the pressure, regardless of whether they're at home or not. You don't feel like the boss when you go up against Tom Brady. You feel like the little boy you are. And that's what it's going to be.
Damn.
And so they're going to have to overcome their childishness, feelings inside about father who's on the other side of the ball. And that's tough. I can't bet against Brady. I can't.
I mean,
so mad right now.
I do feel you because I think we forget everything you just said and get caught up in these new guys and it's flash and it's fun. I do think I'm not ready to write them off yet. I do think I don't like them going into Kansas City in the playoffs.
It's tough.
Like if it was at home, cool. But they're likely going to be on the road if they meet Kansas City in the playoffs, and that I don't know if I can give that to them.
But if anybody can do it,
yeah,
I guess.
Brady.
yeah.
And if anybody can do it, it's definitely Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. But Bill Belichick falling at the cracks too, putting out Gronk. There's been a bunch of bad
No,
decisions.
that was not. He's tall. They thought he was going to throw it down the field. That's why he's out there.
How often does the toss back work? Like, how often does it work?
I mean, it's they called it a miracle for a reason.
It never gets that far.
No. The thing about it is God has spoken that Tom Brady will not win in Miami in December. So he was like, all right, I got to touch this game because they're about to mess this up.
Yeah.
Like, let me just do this.
Shout out to Gronk and his poor footwork.
Oh, man.
Poor athleticism.
Gronk.
He can't
I
dance.
felt for him there.
Like a tin man in that.
So you love basketball also.
Of course.
You've been known to frequent the sidelines of Los Angeles Lakers games.
Clippers, if you would.
Clippers too.
yes,
Well, I saw you at a Lakers game.
Yeah, I was there.
Earl
I'm
and I
there
saw you at the
sometimes.
Lakers
Yeah.
game. But so you're a Clippers fan.
I'm a Clippers fan.
What do you? Okay. Why?
Wow, I don't like your attitude.
I mean, I'm just speaking for everybody.
Are you friends with Doc Rivers?
No.
Do you own part of the team?
That's
No.
Usually.
Okay, so here's how it started.
Do they give you free seats?
Here's how it started. Friend of mine, Harvey Mason Jr., had season tickets to the Clippers when we used to work together, producing together many years ago, 2003, 2004. And I said, man, why are you going to Clipper games? He's like, well, they play all the teams. I said, really? He said, yeah, and seats are a cool price. I said, we just have a good time. I love basketball. And I started going to these games, and I just started getting invested. You know what I mean? And Sam Cassell and Maggette and Davis, and you know what I'm saying? Just kept building from there, and then eventually we had Blake and CP and DJ, and I was all in. Now I'm a season ticket holder. And what? We're number 4 now.
Yeah. No, you guys
We
having
were
a good
number
season.
one.
Having a good season.
We're having a great season with a great team. Lou Williams, huh? What? You kidding me? Tobias Harris? It's work happening right now.
No, yeah.
Boban!
But you know that LeBron plays for the Lakers, right?
Now he does 2018.
You know what? I was there last night.
Oh man! So you were at the
Absolutely.
last.
You
You were at
with that one.
Absolutely.
All right. So
No.
how was that? What was
It was
that scene like?
amazing.
Because it was Wade's last time playing against LeBron.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Well, I went to the Clippers game when we played the Clippers. That was amazing. But this game, LeBron versus Wade, like
It's just so much better at this game.
It was just-
than the Clippers game.
Yeah. It's okay. You can go.
it was. It was.
Same arena, different atmosphere. It's
different
crazy.
colors,
Yeah.
different everything. The banners are up. Like, yeah, I get it. And it was just the atmosphere was just electric, man.
Yeah.
It was electric, man. And those guys just showed up, man, and they showed out, man. And it was dope to be there, man. It was really dope.
It seemed like a nice moment. They've confused people with their relationship over the years because there was like rumors that he wasn't cool with the way he left Miami. And it's just shown that none of that stuff really mattered to them at the end of the day.
And they
so.
listen, and they play. They don't.
Right. No,
they
they
don't-
always compete.
They're not.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not. They're not. They're not hugging each other in between
Right.
plays. Like they're going at each
No,
other.
just right at the beginning and right at the end.
Right at the beginning, right at the end.
Literally at the end of the
And
game,
so-
like 1 second is
Right.
off,
Yeah,
we're good.
Yes.
I'm in the
Hug time.
corner. I'm like kind of in the corner where the ending hug happens. I'm there.
you over
If
there?
you look at my Instagram, you'll see my post.
yeah.
Where I use my
Tell 'em
my
the handle
camera,
real quick.
You know what I'm saying, to show
Yeah.
them that I'm right here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
of
saying?
course.
Like, so
The proximity to the hug.
proximity to the
is
hug.
important.
You know what I'm saying? I could possibly
Review the
hug
tape,
too. I
just
could get
look
in there
around
and
in
hug
the
as
back.
well.
Yeah.
But it was a dope moment, man. LeBron being on that team, like, to me, like, it's arguable who the greatest player of all times is. But LeBron James, the LeBron James effect in whatever city he goes to is just monumental.
Well, he's just a mogul at this point.
just-
so
I mean,
who
but
is your
he's
goat?
everything.
Thank you.
My GOAT?
Mm-hmm.
Am I writing this down?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
My GOAT
All time.
of all time right now is Michael Jordan.
Okay. That's the right answer.
He's my GOAT. I honestly feel in my heart of hearts when LeBron James is finished painting and creating this masterpiece,
Right.
he will be the greatest of all time.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Tank. Thank you. That's beautiful. You heard what he just said?
No, I heard,
LeBron's
yes.
going to be the Marvin Gaye of basketball eventually. That's what he just said.
And right now who did you have number 2?
Who, number 2?
Babyface.
Babyface, yeah.
Yeah.
Right
now,
listen, right
Babyface
now
is
he's because
digestible narrative.
yeah, because I still think like as passionate as I am about LeBron, I think numbers matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jordan has some amazing
Teammates.
numbers.
Oh, numbers, yeah.
Numbers. He has some amazing numbers. Listen, and some of those numbers did come with the help of Hall of Fame great teammates.
Coaches as well.
And coaches. And so LeBron has had some Hall of Fame teammates and
Yeah.
and some
And
coaches.
He's got some Hall of Fame coaches? Oh, okay. Just wanted to.
You don't think Eric Spoelstra? No.
I love Spo, but no.
I'm just
There was
saying
time.
he handled the team.
His numbers at the end of his career is going to make it difficult, and especially if he wins a
If he wins a
third
championship in LA,
Yeah, and I'm a Jordan zealot, so
I'm with you. Yeah.
but if that happens, and I think it will, then it's going to be really tough.
Oh
talking
my
to that.
goodness.
Yeah.
LeBron. Listen, I was there at the first game versus Houston.
Yeah, we were there too. That's where we saw you. Yeah.
And I had been to Laker games, in the past few years, and it was just the lights were dim, no one was there, even Jack was spotty, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Denzel was asleep.
Denzel was asleep. You know what I mean? He wasn't doing none of his training day lines. Right. But that game right there, you was there. When I say, everything, the energy in that building was so crazy. I was like, oh, they're back.
God,
Yeah,
good.
no, you could feel it.
They're back.
You could feel it.
God, so good.
And then everyone was doubting them at that point too. That was a big game for them.
And then
All
the
right.
fighting.
Punched their
Yeah.
way into the playoffs.
That's
that game.
that just
We
reminded me
forgot
of
about that,
old school old school NBA basketball. Just a real good fight, a good punch in the face. You know what I'm saying? Not this pump faking that's going on right now.
Yeah, no, I
Not
always
this
say that
humping and
basketball
pumping.
fights are like forehead fights.
Oh, no, come on now.
It's
merry-go-rounds. It's shoulder to shoulder. You know what I'm
So you
saying?
don't even think it gets that close. I feel like sometimes they put their
Ain't
foreheads
nobody got
together.
time for that.
No.
That's how I got a black eye, thinking me and the guy was getting ready to go shoulder to shoulder, and he just punched me.
You watching too much Clipper games. Okay, we about to.
I feel like that's what Chris Paul thought was going to happen.
What?
Chris Paul was not expecting that to go the way it did.
Nobody
for sure.
was expecting that. Like it's
I mean,
just
I think
a push
Rondo
league
was
now.
expecting that.
It's a push league now.
Yeah, Rondo's about
And
to
Rondo, I don't think people take into consideration that Rondo is something wrong with him.
Oh yeah, he's from Louisville. He got screw loose.
Rondo ain't regular.
No.
You just ain't gonna mush.
Nope.
You're not gonna mush him in the, what this tooth called right here? I don't know what this tooth.
The third tooth,
You're not gonna mush
The
him in the
canine.
third tooth, in the canine, and don't expect no dog in return.
No,
Put that perfectly in here.
it doesn't go down like that. No, for sure.
Hey, you can see the surprise on CP face. Punch me.
Before we let you go,
Okay.
last list of top five R&B groups. Because we've had a lot of conversations about the top 5 R&B kings of R&B. We didn't get to the ladies, but it's fine. We'll do that another time. But top 5 R&B groups. But there might be some lady groups in this.
Yeah, oh for sure. SWV.
Wow, I didn't expect to have to do this. Let me go here. Let me start off with my all-time favorite, right? Jodeci is my number one. Jodeci's my number one.
Blueprint.
Okay. Boyz II Men is my number 2.
I love how serious it gets.
Oh,
It gets
The entire
serious.
tone of the room just settled.
Temptations
Ooh.
will be my number 3. Only because I'm younger. I didn't grow up on. I was in church. You know,
Right,
I didn't
right,
get
right.
to, you know,
But
I don't think you
I
can
didn't
argue
get
with
to
that.
hear it that much. Temptations. I think I'm gonna have to go with SWV.
I mean, I threw it in. So I don't want to. You know.
What's wrong with SWV?
I'm with you. You know what I'm saying?
Jay
Like-
Valentine is
like-
in the building as well, and he
Yeah,
is
Like,
making moves.
I would
We have
go
extra
Destiny's
microphone.
Child.
What's the issue? What's the
Yes,
issue
ask
with
me what's the
SWV?
issue. I'm listening. Talk.
No issue with SWV. None.
On air.
No, not even on or off.
Okay.
New Edition ain't.
I'm getting a new edition.
And then where's Guy?
All right, let me start over. Let me start over.
And Boyz II Men number 2.
Boyz II Men is my number 2.
70 million records sold.
You're talking.
Okay.
This is personal preference.
This
This is personal preference.
Yeah, you need
Okay,
to-
let
you
me
need to
start
keep the
over.
mic,
Let me
keep the
start
mic.
over. Let me start over. Okay, let me start over. All right, I was having a brain fart. Jodeci is my number 1.
Okay.
Boyz II Men is my number 2.
Okay.
Okay. New Edition will be. No, matter of fact, let me flip flop New Edition and Boyz II Men. New Edition will be my number 2. Boyz II Men will be my number 3.
Okay.
They came from somewhere.
Yeah.
They came from New Edition. That's where it all started.
Sometimes you're better than your father.
My father can't sing, so I can't really group him in that. He's good with computers, though.
Shouts out, Pops.
Shouts out Pops. Yeah, Guy, man. Yeah, Guy. Teddy Riley and Guy. I can't even. Guy. Yeah. But then I gotta throw the SWV in there. I gotta show my lady some love. Like, I would say that I didn't listen to a lot of Destiny's Child music, although they're the absolute, probably the most amazing female group ever. They are. But SWV was
Right.
That was my inspiration growing up.
You also dipping into the pop side.
Yeah.
With Destiny's Child, if we're gonna keep the same energy for the first half of the conversation.
Yeah. Well, I love
What
Destiny's
do
Child.
you have to say about my list?
I just don't like the order.
You don't like the order?
I don't like the order.
So you agree with the 5, just not the order.
Do I agree with the 5? No.
You don't have Jodeci as your top?
Nah, Boyz II Men's on top.
No, I'm saying in the 5.
Absolutely.
Boyz II Men, you
So
don't
who
have
are
in
your
there?
top 5?
You don't have New Edition in there? That's 3
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
You don't have Guy in
Guy,
there?
yeah.
That's 4.
But I don't have SWV.
Who do you have?
Who do you have?
I don't have SWV. I have For me, I would personally take the Temptations.
Yeah. Oh, Recipe B. Oh, I wasn't raised off the Temptations.
Right.
So he's been in music professionally a lot longer than I have. He was professional at 9. Woo! He was a professional music artist at 9.
I don't think either of your lists are bad. I think they're both strong.
Casey
and we
and JoJo.
sprung it on you too. So, and we sprung it on you too. We can give you any prep for that.
I know prep.
Yeah, it was
No
on the
prep.
spot.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So
yeah,
feel free to tweet him and harass him about his list because he put his name on it.
Yeah,
Tweet me.
But
tweet
let's
him.
discuss.
Yeah, tell him sorry because his Clippers are probably gonna lose to the Raptors tonight.
Whoa.
That's just
Oh yeah.
Whoa, where are we doing this at?
the Clippers and the Raptors.
And this is in
LA.
LA.
That's tonight?
Yeah.
We got a game tonight?
Yeah.
7:30 p.m.
Yeah, they play tonight. They're gonna take that L too.
They're gonna take that L?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Listen, since
you wanna put something on it?
LeBron came to the Lakers, he don't even know when the
Do I
Clippers
want to
play.
put something on it?
If the Clippers beat the Raptors,
You wanna put something on it?
that would just be like when
It
the
wouldn't be
Raiders
like,
beat the Steelers.
It wouldn't be like nothing.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna be around.
I'm gonna say the Raptors.
I trust
win
Jerry
tonight.
West.
I got push-ups on all of it.
Okay.
Ooh, how many push-ups you can do in a row?
100.
I could do
You mean
100.
light work?
I could do 100 push-ups.
No, you
100 light
can't,
work.
Joy.
Yes, I could do 100 push-ups.
No, you can't.
What do you mean I can't do 100 push-ups?
Straight.
I don't want to say I want to do this, but we should have a push-up count.
First of all, not in this room. It's 1,000 degrees.
That's
okay,
true, that's
but
fair.
I can do 100 push-ups.
100
What are you
straight.
talking about? I can't do 100 push-ups. I'm actually offended that you think I can't do 100 push-ups.
Good.
Wow.
That's what I was.
Well, how many push-ups do you think I could do?
I don't know. Hundreds north of what I thought you could. I think. Man, I gave you. Maybe I give you 75.
I work out, bro. I can do 100 push-ups.
Okay.
Straight?
Yes, straight.
All right.
All right, so 100 push-ups.
100 push-ups.
Raptors win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shake on. Don't play
Ooh, yes.
Give me
Instagram
mine.
story. We
Give
doing
me
an
mine.
Instagram story.
Yeah. All of it.
Instagram story. Payoff.
Yes.
Of the 100
You
push-ups.
must post you doing 100 push-ups.
I'm with it.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. Loved having you. Thank you so much for blessing us with your time. Jay Valentine also with his top 5.
Yes,
You know,
shout out.
he didn't want to get involved.
Please.
It's all right. We made him anyway.
Yeah.
But we'd
Reluctantly.
love to have you again in sometime.
Anytime. Yeah, I'm
appreciate
always
it.
available.
And check out Tank. Where can everybody follow you?
At The Real Tank on everything. Real Tank, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the cool stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And let's discuss the Tank in the top 5 because he doesn't want to put himself in the top
You know,
5.
I don't put myself in. I let the people crown king.
Hey, there you go.
That's very nice.
People can choose their king.
All right. Thank you to Tank. He was
Yes.
great. It is time for With It or Quit It.
With it. With it. Quit it.
What?
With it.
We about to turn up in this bitch.
What am I winning or quitting today?
I'm not going to do the in or out
Okay.
thing.
you're doing it out.
I was thinking about saying
Or out. Am I in or out?
Where?
But we don't do that anymore. It's With It or Quit It.
No.
We
But
don't do that
shouts
because
out to in or out. I like with it or quit it now.
Shouts out actually to First Things First for stealing our segment because that's why we moved it.
Yes.
We changed it to something else.
Who
We
you
actually
think-
didn't change the segment at all. We just changed the name.
They still do that segment?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter.
They just did it so we could stop doing
Yeah. The point is, nothing in television is new. I know everyone thinks they're revolutionary. You're not. That includes us. So we
We're
just
working on
changed the
some new
name.
stuff though, just in case.
Oh,
Who else has Migos Culture Report?
We have no one. No one has that.
No.
And then the second that comes up, that's what I will fight for. Generally, I don't fight over like whose idea was first. Okay, but if someone comes up with the Migos Culture Report, we're
Right.
gonna have to put you on heavy blast.
Heavy blast. Have you on the podcast maybe?
Yes. Yes. That is for sure. And we do have some hot fire coming your way. I don't want to brag.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not going to say anything else
Yes.
other than also if something even remotely close comes out like that, we're going to also have to blast. All right. So what am I winning or quitting?
Okay. The Dallas Cowboys are making believers out of football fans everywhere. After beating the defending Super Bowl champs, sorry John, with the help of Amari Cooper's 3 touchdowns, the Cowboys are currently enjoying a 5-game winning streak with a very easy remaining schedule. Joy, the Cowboys will win 8 straight going into the playoffs. With it or quit it.
I am going to quit it.
Have you
because
seen the schedule?
I have. They play
Okay.
the Colts, who are not to be played with.
Also lost to the Jags
They did.
in a very convincing fashion.
They did. They did that. They did do that. But they won this week, and they beat the Texans.
Yes.
Who are also not a joke.
Yes.
So I think they lose to the Colts this week. Obviously, they beat the Bucks, and I think that they beat the Giants as well, even though it is on the road, and the Giants are one of those teams that just likes to win for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't think they win 8 straight. However, What's happening with Dallas is inexplicable because this was the same team at the beginning of the year and when they were stinky and irrelevant, and now they're not.
Were stinky.
No, you said they were boring too, so don't even.
Okay, they were boring, but I did say that defensive line will end up being the top 5 at the end of the year.
They did manage to pull it all together. I think a lot of this has to do with Dak Prescott, despite the fact that he is still being called limited and game manager and whatever. I think now it's kind of starting to look like, that's very cute. It's starting to look like it might just be the offensive system that he's in that is limiting him. I'm not saying that he is some Patrick Mahomes type, Drew Brees, fast sling it to 50 yards, but he can go over the top if he has a target, and he has a target now in Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper came out and said that they just changed the play because they were running all these stop routes and getting covered, and they just changed it and to a go route, and then touchdown. I'm not saying that's gonna happen every time, but like, how do you not see that that's happening as offensive coordinator? So I think that there are some limitations in the offense that they have set up for him that they do need to change. And he's playing significantly better from the first 8 games when they've been 5-0. I mean, his numbers are, his passer rating alone, 88.9 in the first 8 games to 106.8 in the last 5 games. His yards per attempt are up. His passing yards per game are up. His yards per attempt are up. I already said that. Completion percentage is up. Like, everything is up. So
since he got Amari Cooper.
Right.
But he started the season without a wide receiver.
That's not shocking. Like, I don't know why everyone was talking about, like, oh, just, it's fine. They can throw to Cole Beasley.
No.
You need a number 1 receiver, especially if it's Dak Prescott. It's not Tom Brady. They're just going to make it work with whatever you put out there. And even Tom Brady doesn't have just whatever put out there. Like, people think like Julian Edelman is just like some guy. Like, they have incredible chemistry. They work together endlessly and train together. Like, they have a connection. That's not just some guy. Yeah. It's like Jordy Nelson with Aaron Rodgers. Like, Jordy Nelson isn't just some guy to Aaron Rodgers. That's not the situation in Dallas. Like, you need to have a number 1 wide receiver. I don't know what everyone was thinking.
Well, you also have to have a running game to complement it, and that's why.
And they have one.
Yeah, like to say, like the Patriots. LeGarrette Blount is a perfect example of how a running back helps the quarterback. And I think Sony Michel's going to be one of those guys too that ends up on another team and doing well for them again. But anyways, back to the Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, Jason Garrett.
What about Jason Garrett?
Like, how does he stick around in this equation?
Oh my God, we're not doing this again. Jason Garrett's not getting fired. We can dead that. He's not going anywhere. Especially they're going to make the playoffs. They could win a game in the playoffs. He's not going anywhere. That's so silliness.
Yeah.
Just stop that.
Can't get rid of the puppet.
Just stop it. He's not going anywhere. What's next?
3 years ago, Los Angeles had no football teams and no Brandon Newman. Sad. Now, my city and I are looking at the potential of an all Los Angeles Super Bowl in Atlanta. The Rams and the Chargers have balled out this season with a combined record of 21-5, but after a loss to the Bears, I don't trust Jared Goff in cold weather, period. This may be a hot take, but Joy, the Chargers are the best team in LA. With it or quit it?
I can't tell. I'm going to quit it. I can't tell if I'm quitting it because traditionally the Chargers find some way to mess everything up.
Right.
And I'm holding them to that, kind of like the way that people hold the Raptors to seasons past, their judgment of them in this upcoming year's playoffs, even though forgot that Kawhi Leonard is there and there is no LeBron in the East anymore. But the Chargers are good. Like, they're really, really good. Yeah. And the Rams lost to the Bears. I don't know that that's really such a bad loss. I know they didn't get any offense going, but it's not like the Bears are some bullshit team.
But it's a bad loss considering the fact that no touchdowns were scored.
No, I'm saying the
Rams.
offense of it terrible. That's not acceptable. That's not going to work in the playoffs.
Literally unheard of.
Right, and it is literally unheard of. That's why I'm not overreacting to the Bears' loss. That's the first time in Sean McVay's coaching career they've never scored a touchdown. So I feel like it's a kind of tiny bit of an anomaly. But
it's not the first time we haven't seen Jared Goff go out there and lay an egg.
No, but that does happen. I mean, Andrew Luck's been having a MVP caliber season, and he got deaded by the Jags. Like, you're going to have a bad game. Those things happen. But I need you to stop talking about this nonsense about the all LA Super Bowl. Don't do that to me. Okay.
Sports Universe, center of the Sports Universe, Los Angeles.
Stop doing that. I won't disagree with that statement, but Chargers, Rams, Super Bowl.
You're not interested?
No disrespect.
You were more interested in Patriots, Atlanta?
Yeah, I was interested in Patriots, Atlanta, actually. Okay. It was a battle for the culture.
Yeah, it was.
Went badly.
Beantown versus,
and also in Atlanta. Like, that's just not the place for an all-LA Super Bowl. Yeah. And quite frankly, just no. Like, absolutely not. We need the Chiefs or the Patriots or the Steelers or the Texans. Okay? I wouldn't even go so far as the Ravens. All right?
Okay, yeah.
The Rams I'm fine with. I picked the Rams to go to the Super Bowl.
The Chargers are actually good, though. Usually,
they are good.
You don't like good football teams. You didn't like the Eagles. You don't like good football teams.
I do like good football teams. I don't want to see the Chargers in the Super Bowl against the Rams. Is that crazy? Am I a crazy person? Does anyone else in here want to see the Chargers and Rams in the Super Bowl?
I mean, I'm down just for chaos purposes.
What's chaos? There's zero chaos. That's the point. It's the most boring shit I've ever heard of in my life.
I think it'd be a good game, and it's chaos for whichever network has it, and that's not Fox this year.
What's chaos about it? Chaos is like conversation, interesting, and personalities.
Sorry, not chaos. A disaster.
Okay,
it's a ratings disaster.
It is yes.
But in terms of football,
great football.
Probably a decent game.
Great solid football.
Yeah, good defense, good offense.
Great solid football. We don't want that. What's next?
One of the only teams that can make the Chargers disappear is the Kansas City Chiefs. Mm-hmm. They have a magician at quarterback named Patrick Mahomes, young David Blaine. He's not only putting together an MVP season, but some say that he may need to be fitted for a gold jacket. My homeboy Mahomes has the 11-2 Chiefs in the driver's seat to win home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Joy, Patrick Mahomes won MVP by beating my Ravens. With it or quit it.
Yes, I am going to with that. He did do that. I think that the way that the Saints have been playing the last couple weeks has kind of dropped Drew Brees on that from that lead in the MVP race. The next 3 games will determine a lot. The Chiefs have the Chargers this Thursday, which is a great Thursday game.
Another one.
The Seahawks, and no disrespect to the Chargers, from what I said earlier, they're still a great team. I just don't want to see Chargers and Rams in the Super Bowl. I think that's fair. Yeah. They have the Seahawks and the Raiders, so they don't have an easy rest of the schedule. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Raiders, whatever. Like, I'm not going to point just because they beat the Steelers are completely dysfunctional at this point.
Right.
In that list, so I think they win 2 out of 3, but. You know,
2-1s in the last schedule for you. You think? You said who else you said was going? The Cowboys gonna be 2-1.
Yeah. I'm not doing all these like sweeps here, but I do think he locked up the MVP, and I do think he has now solidified himself as a legit talent. Like, there were still some doubters at the beginning of the season, like, oh well, with Alex Smith they started the same way, and then so that worked out. It's Alex Smith. So, I don't think Chiefs really legit. And I may have been in that group. I don't know. You can pull tape. But I don't feel like I was like, this is the same team as check down Alex. So Mahomes is legit. I do think he's going to win the MVP. He's crushing it. He's number 1 in passing touchdowns. He has 43. And second in passer rating. Second in passing yards per attempt. And I really feel like he is the NFL's Magic Johnson. Woo. Like, he's going to end up being beloved. He is completely Showtime. Yeah. He's out here throwing no-look passes. I mean, come on.
Yeah, instant Hall of Famer, too.
I'm not going as far as Hall of Fame. I think that's kind of ridiculous when people do that. But he is... I don't even want to say he's on a Hall of Fame projection. Like, can we just chill?
How the hell is he not? He's only thrown as many touchdowns as, like... Only Peyton Manning has matched the amount of numbers that he has.
He's having a great year. The NFL Hall of Fame is an elite. It is the top Hall of Fame of all the Hall of Fames. Everyone just relax for 5 seconds. I'm not saying he's not going to be a Hall of Famer. Why are we talking about him being a Hall of Famer? Let's get through this season as him being an MVP.
Okay.
I like Mahomes, all right? And I would like, if the Steelers don't make the Super Bowl, for the Chiefs to make the Super Bowl. But this is what it is. Like, there's a couple more games to play. Let's see how this goes. Hear ye. Giannis Antetokounmpo is petty. And I like it.
Really?
I like it. I'm here for it. I don't necessarily agree with him, but I like that he is taking it so seriously. So Giannis does not want to work out with LeBron because he doesn't want LeBron to find out any secrets about him. He has basically said that he does not like it when players work out with each other. He can't work out with you and then play against you in the upcoming season. He thinks that KD used his workouts with LeBron to get his advantage, and he does not want that happening to him. I don't know. I think LeBron does that kind of also. Like, you are kind of scouting each other. Like, you are playing against each other.
Keeping Ben Simmons mighty close.
I mean, all of them. Like, they were all working out together at UCLA over the in the off season. So it definitely does. It is a thing for sure. And look, like he's also working out with Kobe, which is funny.
I can't with Giannis. Either move or work out with LeBron.
I do need him to move though. That's definitely a thing. Although Giannis's numbers this year are really incredible. Every time I talk about LeBron winning the MVP, people want to bring up Giannis, and the fact of the matter is Giannis is not going to win the MVP. So just stop it. No. His numbers are great though. Like LeBron's averaging 28 points per game. Giannis is 26, rebounds 7 to 13. Assists 7 to 6. Like they're basically equivalent numbers this year. The difference is it's LeBron James and he's going to win.
Well, it's also just LeBron James and he means more to his team.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but the Bucks rank first in points per game, second in offensive rebounds per game, or offensive rating per game. Like they're first basically in everything, and they're 18-8. The Lakers are 17-10. I don't know if that really matters, but the bottom line is that LeBron is more important to the Lakers than Giannis. I mean, is he? I don't know. Like, Giannis is pretty important. The bottom line is LeBron's going to win the MVP, and that's just what it is. And I love that Giannis is not with this buddy-buddy thing. Because it was, like, on display last night with Wade and LeBron.
Oh, my gosh.
And they're best friends. There's, like, a hug before the game, and then a hug literally the last second that ticked off the clock. There was a hug, which I'm for. Yes. I'm really for it.
Defense into a hug.
When LeBron left Miami and the way he left, everyone was basically like, there's no way Wade and him are still friends, because he basically left him high and dry, and the entire Heat organization.
Right.
But that's his choice, and it was obvious that Wade didn't give a shit about that. He either was told about it right away and like made peace with it, or he knew. Who knows? But like, it obviously did not affect their friendship.
He played with LeBron in Cleveland, and then LeBron also traded him back to Miami in the same year.
Yeah, there's no question it did not affect their friendship.
Right, yeah.
And so that all those reports are kind of silly at this point. But that they really started that buddy mentality of playing together, like Chris Bosh and Wade and LeBron teaming up together. And it wasn't the same situation as KD going with the Warriors. Everyone forgets what that situation was in Miami before he came there. And I know that Wade had a championship, and the Heat had a championship before LeBron got there, so he needed to come and learn how to win championships. It's fine. We know that.
Shouts out to Shaq.
That's a fact. Shout out to Shaq. That's fine. But there was a championship, and there wasn't in Cleveland. So that's just, it is what it is. So bottom line is Giannis is trying to start the new wave of the old wave.
Yes.
And I'm kind of here for it, because Giannis is the future.
I mean, you can argue Rondo started it with the fight we was talking about earlier with Tank.
He got us back on track.
I'm saying that Rockets-Lakers game early on the season kind of got us just like, hey,
yeah, but no, the Rockets
ain't no
are just silly.
stuff.
Like, they're struggling, and just it just doesn't feel.
Interested in JR? Yeah, they're winning without Carmelo though. Rockets are good. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. They play Lakers soon.
You said earlier that Giannis doesn't want to play with LeBron because he thinks that Durant was able to beat LeBron by playing with LeBron in the offseason, right? How's Giannis going to beat LeBron? KD gave him the blueprint, and now he's out here with Kobe.
Well, I think Giannis is worried about LeBron beating him.
He's already doing that. What are you talking about?
Well, in Giannis's mind, he doesn't want to give him any extra advantages.
Giannis isn't going to win anything until LeBron leaves.
You know what would be an advantage for Giannis, too? Being able to shoot. That would help.
That'd make him unstoppable.
Yeah. His 3-point percentage is not good.
I don't want to talk to you about like talking to a Warriors fan about basketball.
Yeah.
Draymond just came in out of nowhere and they just blew with it. And the Warriors are back now. I don't know it's being better or a better shooter.
Boogie just went down to Santa Cruz to get ready too. He coming too. Sorry,
Boogie's
Merry
happening.
Christmas.
We forgot about Boogie. That's still happening. That's
we
still
did say it was going to happen around Christmas.
Yeah, we forgot that was a thing.
I got a present coming. I'm excited.
No.
All right, Lily.
Is it? At the night show. Ooh.
We had a great weekend. Miami had a great weekend.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's by the way, guys, when Joy said we, she was referring to Miami.
Well, I really mean me. Just.
Oh, okay.
So the Dolphins own the Patriots in December. And I don't know why these silly Patriots people, they keep forgetting this, all right? We own you in December. That's the only thing we own you in, but we own you in December. The Patriots are 4-16 all time in Miami in December. And it was also the Patriots' 5th loss in the past 6 seasons. You don't want no smoke in December in Hard Rock. That's all I'm saying.
Brady don't.
And I don't, whatever, shut up. That's the name of the place. It's important for the Patriots because New England hasn't won an AFC title game on the road since 2004. And they're 0-3 in away games in the NFL's Final Four years since. So they needed that game. Like in the race for home field advantage,
Right.
they needed that. They don't want to have to go to Kansas City and play Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in Kansas City in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, all the top AFC leaders lost except for who's the team? The top one? The Chiefs. Except for the Chiefs. Everybody else lost.
What's happening?
The division leaders, all of them lost. The Patriots lost, the Steelers lost, the Chiefs won, and the other one lost.
I mean, the Chargers won. So there's that.
They're not leading. They're number one.
No, but
they're
they're
number
up
one
there.
wild card.
They're up there. So it's now the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Texans, Steelers, Chargers, and Ravens.
Texans, they lost. That was the other one.
Yes. So that was an important game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Miami Miracle. The whole point is you don't want no smoke in Miami in December. Patriots took that L. I don't want to hear Brady had some little quote about everything had to go right for them. Yeah, well, it did. Well, it did. All right, next on the lit list, and I love this very much, is Steph Curry. He was on a podcast earlier this week on Vince Carter and Kent Bazemore's Winging It podcast, and he questioned the moon landing. He said, "We ever been to the moon?" Vince Carter said, "Nope." And Steph said, "They're going to come get us." I don't think so either. So underrated, Vince Carter also doesn't believe in the moon landing. Okay?
Right.
So if we're reading or retiring. He really was the one who laid it out there that the moon landing thing did not happen. So people are very upset about this. My mother's been saying this for years, that we did not go to the moon. And when I was younger, I was like, "Mom, you sound like a crazy person," and I wish you would stop saying that because it's kind of embarrassing. And now I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, when Californication came out from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and what's the guy's name? It's not Steven Tyler. They're Steven Tyler.
Anthony Kiedis.
Michael Keaton. He said, listen, space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it got you thinking, right? Like, hey, maybe that moon thing ain't really happened. And then when you start thinking about it, you're like, okay, here's the things, okay?
Yes,
Here's
let's
the
lay it
things.
out.
All right, look, and I wanted to be an astronaut, all right? I thought I wanted to be an astronaut growing
For
up.
what reason?
Space seems cool. Like, it's cool. I went to a lot.
No. When you grow up, the cool thing to say was out of this world. So you was like, I'm going to go there.
No, no, that is not true. That's not
Okay.
true. Who was the first black female astronaut? Look her up. I believe her name is Maya something.
Arthur Ashe.
Stop it. I
guess?
I was a fan of hers. Okay, this was a long time ago. This was back when I didn't realize I was bad at math and science. Okay, and I liked going to museums.
You gotta be great at it.
I like going to museums. Right. So space seemed like a fun place to go check out. I still want to go to space, but when it's like very luxurious to go, not like when
Right,
I have
when
to
it's
like
like-
actually still do research if I'm up there.
When
or
space is
something.
like Dubai.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Yes.
All right, you ready for
That's
this?
when I'll go. Yeah.
May Carol Jemison.
Yeah.
Who?
Yes.
Say it again.
Mae Jemison. I was close.
And your mom, what?
Stop.
I don't know who she
So
said.
anyway, the point is, I thought that I wanted to be an astronaut. I also thought I was going to be the president. That is actually kind of still in play.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Obtainable.
I thought it was off the table. Not so much anymore. I really think anyone can be the president.
Mm-hmm.
You too can run the free world. So people are very upset that he said it, and I don't know, why haven't we been back?
What? There was no.
We went multiple times.
I think we've gone. I don't think there's
when
any.
was the last time we went?
I don't think there's any footage of it.
When was
We've
the last time
gone.
we
There's
went?
not footage.
Why has it been a while? If it's like accessible things, like I can send a picture through this cloud to Ashley, but we
Okay.
can't go back to the moon.
Can we focus up on why
I mean,
it's even
sometimes it
important
doesn't
to
work,
be
but I'm
on the
saying-
moon? Why they sell this to us anyways?
Well, we were trying to beat the Russians there.
Did we go there
yes,
because
yes,
like
yes,
have we not
yes.
gone back because something weird happened there and we're like,
Ego.
yeah, we
Ego
can't
led us
like
to
we,
the
we
moon.
saw the dark side of the moon, like we really can't f with them over there. Like they'll really come for us. Is that what happened? I just want to know why have we been back? I mean, at this point, people are going to space. Like we're going to Mars. Why can't we go back to the moon?
The real question is, where's the raw footage?
I want to know where the raw footage is too. And
gotta
I
see
would
the
also
raw
like to know
footage.
who's the photographer. Why are he getting a love? I feel like that's the best pictures ever taken in the history of the universe.
Framed it up
And
perfectly.
literally,
Probably
we
charge
can't
for
find
people
him.
using that. If I were him, I would say.
Right. Bro's getting screwed.
Come on.
Like, where's the photographer?
Well, you can't screw a ghost, Joy. So
Oh yeah, and then just
He didn't do it.
Now it's just a trophy for the VMAs, a moon man.
All right.
That's how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's the most meaningless trophy ever.
Yeah.
All right. So NASA has responded. Okay. They have sent an invite to
Say
Steph's
he.
way. Yes, NASA is a he.
NASA.
NASA is a he. We would love for Mr. Curry to tour the lunar lab at our Johnson Space Center in Houston. Perhaps the next time the Warriors are in town. We have hundreds of pounds of moon rocks. Sure. Stored there at the Apollo Mission Control. During his visit, he can see firsthand what we did 50 years ago, as well as what we're doing now to go back to the moon in the coming years. Why? What is the issue? What is the issue?
Also, why has he got to go there? They
We
tweeted
can
that. They could have
clone
just tweeted
people.
the
We
evidence.
can't go back to the moon like this. We should be back at the moon by now. I'm saying. Okay, here's a moon history lesson from Google. Thank you, Ashley. NASA sent rockets to land on the moon 6 times between 1969 to 1972, putting a total of 12 astronauts on the lunar surface.
One video?
Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, Buzz Lightyear, became the first men to step on the moon in 69. So you telling me between 1972 and now, we haven't figured out how to get back up there?
We were golfing allegedly on the moon in 69 or 70,
Right,
and
right.
now we can't even go
Right,
back.
but now we can't even get nothing up there.
I love the moon. I'd love to go.
I'm just saying at this point, there should be shopping malls on the moon. Yes.
A Jamba Juice. Let's start there. You gotta gentrify the area and slowly
dry
bring in people.
cleaners at least, okay? There's gotta be something established on the moon at this point.
I just want a live feed.
Okay.
Somebody go up there and put a live feed. So put one of these Ring cameras up on the damn moon
I'm
and let me check that
saying.
shit whenever I want to.
I'm saying I just need that answer. Why can't we go back?
You can watch dogs you don't even know all
Hill,
day.
I know this upsets you. Some of my takes upset you. I know this one is upsetting you. What is the other one that you don't like?
Yeah, explain science for us.
There's one that really bothered you. Oh, jury duty. You're very off my jury duty take.
I was on jury duty yesterday, or talking about it.
You were talking about jury duty yesterday?
at lunch.
I mean, I don't know.
Look, it's not that we can't go back. It's just we chose not to.
Because why?
Because we have an international space station. We're trying to go to Mars. We got bigger things. Y'all playing on the moon like it's 1969? Like, oh, why can't we build an old Cadillac? Because we got a Tesla now.
Yeah, but some
we got
people
new
like
stuff.
old Cadillacs more than Teslas.
Yeah.
No.
Some people love to have an old Cadillac.
I mean, some neighborhoods you just don't go back to. You move
So
on.
you're just saying like because they
That's
went
true,
there
too.
and they're
I
like,
get it.
there's nothing here but moon rocks. This place is whack. Let's move on.
Yeah, now we send robots and stuff.
Moon rocks.
I don't know, man.
Moon rocks. It sounds all silly.
Right,
This is
'cause
like dinosaur stuff.
It's just like our
Don't get me started.
our tech is so much better now. Like, are we sure there's nothing on the moon by 1969 technical standards? Awesome.
1972, technically.
Allegedly.
No offense to the astronauts. I'm just saying I don't believe it.
It was probably pretty hard to shoot that stuff to make it look like it was real. So, respect.
It's probably like a big boys club over there. They're just hanging out and eating nachos and watching sports games.
High fiving.
You know what it
NASA.
is? I bet you all the rich people are building their like colonies there for when the world ends, and so they don't want to let any of us know about it,
Right.
Because then we're gonna riot.
That is just as believable as us flying to the moon in 1969.
I think I just figured it out. I actually
I'm
feel
down.
like I just solved it. That's what's happening.
Since we're bringing it up, and this is a decent segue, how do we know how dinosaurs sound? Since y'all was talking about y'all know how they was made, how do we know? Somebody just sitting in the room made up that noise?
The fossils hold sound.
Yeah, like how y'all know?
By the shape of the nose, and then related to
think it's
whatever
a
the
snout,
animal.
but I'm
All
not
still
y'all,
sure.
exists.
somebody tweet me, text me, tell me how they found out how dinosaurs
people
make
are
noise.
going to be texting us off of this take. That you better believe that. Loser power rankings. Loser power rankings. We are the losers of the week.
I couldn't even finish it.
That was because John Hill said we should be losers because we don't believe in the moon landing.
Not for a second.
I mean, I used to, but then I grew up.
My take with dinosaurs.
Stop it.
I'm just saying.
All
I
right.
grew up.
I asked Colin if he believed in aliens or ghosts the other day, and he said it was a strong no for him.
For which one?
For both.
It's easier that way.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah. You gotta make the
It's
world make sense
easier
around
to-
you.
Well, I simply asked him. I was like, "So you really believe that humans are the only intelligent life in the entire universe?" And then I asked him if he ever
What'd he say to that?
if he ever met a human.
Ooh, that's a good.
It's a strong argument.
That is a good question.
Have you ever met a human?
Yes.
Yeah, because if you have, then you would know we cannot be the most intelligent life form. It's just impossible.
Dolphins
All
are
right.
smart too, right?
Dolphins are pretty smart, but they're just like on planet
Miami's
Earth.
lit.
Like you feel like dolphins are aliens?
No, they're on Earth. They're on Earth too.
Right,
You're
correct. Right. All right. So the Steelers are losers this week. Mike Tomlin dropped his third straight game. I'm just going to put this on Mike Tomlin right now.
I was about to say, okay, it was all right.
Because that's
Ben
where I'm going.
Roethlisberger didn't?
They lost to the Raiders, and now they're on the verge of being knocked out of the AFC playoff race. They have the Patriots next week at home. We know what the Patriots do to the Steelers. Whoop on them. They're already 3-point underdogs to the Patriots at home, which is ridiculous. And then they have the Saints and the Bengals, which are whatever. But could go either way because they are in division. So who knows?
I wouldn't have even had a read about Chargers making it to the Super Bowl if the Steelers were worth the shit. They're not, therefore the Chargers will get in.
I just don't like. There's people in Pittsburgh are talking about firing Mike Tomlin now, and in general, I'm very anti-fire the coach that's been there forever.
Yes.
I wasn't really with Mike McCarthy because it was pretty obvious that relationship had ran its course.
Right.
I don't necessarily think that's a situation with the Steelers. I just feel like the Steelers have no discipline. And I said that last week, and it just continues. Like they're so bad at situational football, and at this point in the season, and then going into the playoffs, that's what you want to be the opposite of. And I don't understand. Like, what is the issue? You have a Hall of Fame quarterback, you've got great wide receivers, you have a decent defense. What is the issue? Like, figure it out. Why? What are you doing? How are you losing to the Raiders? It's embarrassing.
They're reverting back to the team that started the season that tied with the Browns.
They're terrible on special teams. They're constantly being penalized. They play down to their competition. It's just like enough already. You have a very limited window with the pieces that you have left to win a championship. Ben's not going to play forever. You don't have a backup that you're grooming that's going to step into that spot. Hello. And honestly, at this point, like we said with Tank, it probably was a mistake you not signing Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, I was going to say the Le'Veon Bell, we saw with the Cowboys last year how not knowing what your franchise running back situation is will leave the whole team and the whole season in disarray. So the fact that the Steelers even went on a run at all is a testament to how talented they are. But when it comes to being a disciplined team and doing the right things and just playing the game in a smart manner,
right? No,
that's why they're where they are right now.
What was up with Ben choosing when he was playing?
I don't know. Who knows?
That's on Tomlin too?
He does what he wants.
I mean, yes, it is on Tomlin because Tomlin needs to set the tone for the entire team.
The quarterback half retired like 3 times.
He allowed this situation to exist. Like you allow an environment where Antonio Brown feels like it's appropriate to go live on Facebook in the locker room. You allow that. Like everyone knows they have a boss. Like this is the situation. It's a trickle down situation. You created that environment. You're the head coach. You have to be the boss. Like, you're El Jefe. Make it happen.
No, and that defense lost their captain in a way, in my opinion, when Ryan Shazier went down.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't replace that.
You gotta evolve. Like, you have to, though. Yeah. That it happens. So, second on the loser power ranking is Baker Doubters. Baker Mayfield is back on. He's on top of the hill again. King of the hill. Actually, he's just playing way better since Hugh Jackson got fired and Todd Haley. It's actually remarkable. He is up 73.2% completion rating from 58.3. Let's see, he's averaging 9.2 yards per pass as opposed to 6.6. 11 touchdowns to 4 interceptions as opposed to 8 to 6 interceptions. His passer rating, 114.5. He's been sacked 3 times as opposed to 20 times when Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley were in charge. And, of course, 1-5 record as a starter with them and 3-2 since they've left. They have the Broncos, Bengals, and Ravens left. And the biggest loser of all is, of course, Hugh Jackson because the Bengals record since they hired Hugh is 0-4.
And the Browns are a better team with a better record now. It's awesome.
I mean, yeah, like they're actually
the
winning games, and they did not win. What did they win? 1 game with Hugh? Yes. So it's just time to like give Baker a little bit of respect. Yeah, it's time to give Baker a little respect. I know everyone like was freaking out about it for a while, but it's pretty obvious Baker actually has the talent to be in charge of a team and lead a team. He just needed the right situation. And I don't know that Greg Williams is going to stay there as the head coach. It's doubtful. I'm sure they're going to bring in somebody that they feel like can be there long term.
Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians wants that job, man.
I want him to have it. Man, that Kango head on the sideline.
Is he good for Baker Mayfield, though? I don't know.
He can be.
I don't know. I don't know that that's a fit.
Because if anyone who's going to gain each other's respect as people who understand football is Bruce Arians and Baker Mayfield.
Because of the hat?
They just real. They're real ones.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Finally, the biggest loser of the week is the silly Vikings. I tried to tell you about the Vikings. You won't listen. You know, sometimes you just need to listen to me because I tried to tell you about the Vikings. Didn't I try to tell them about the Vikings?
You know, but my heart was in it, and it was very hard to watch. Like Kirk Cousins.
Places where the whiskey's and the blue chases my blues away.
It's not beer away.
and I'll be okay.
And I'm not big on social graces. Sit on down to the oasis where I got friends
in
low places.
Exactly.
Whoa.
So,
I was just singing a country song.
The Vikings lost to Seattle. Kirk Cousins' career record versus teams above 500 is 4-24. Kirk Cousins is making $28 million this year. Really bad. Oh, his win-loss record against teams with a winning record is 0-5.
This year. I mean,
yeah, and they play the Dolphins, Lions, and Bears. Not that that matters because it's just 3 years, $84 million, all guaranteed.
listen, I tweeted this. Kirk Cousins has about 2 games a season where he looks like he shouldn't be an NFL quarterback. Those other...
Yeah, they're usually prime time.
I saw that, yes. I don't know. I was very... They can turn it on. If they...
You know who looks great in this spot? Washington. Yeah, remember how Washington they wanted to pay him so much money each year,
Yeah.
Like they would never give him that contract, and everyone was like, "Man, Kirk Cousins is really good at making money," because he really is. They look smart, and the thing about it is there's something to paying your quarterback too much money. Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr. Those are the highest paid quarterbacks. And I get it, like it's trending up, and then the salary cap and all those things, but like, some to it. And also, Kirk Cousins is really bad in prime time. Whew. Whew. You like that? You like that? All right. I don't know what's happening. What's in the Migos Culture Report?
Cardi B and Offset are officially calling it quits, or at least Cardi thinks she wants to. Last weekend, Cardi posted on Instagram that her and the father of her child are parting ways after numerous allegations of Offset cheating during their time together.
Offset.
Thank you for that. At a show in Chicago, Cardi changed her lyrics in Motorsport from something less explicit to, "I turned Offset on. I told him the other day, we gonna get a divorce." Although
I don't think that's how it went.
that she said it was a divorce. Although the Bronx rapper says she didn't want a co-parent culture, a source close to Cardi said she's very torn on whether or not to go through with the divorce. Offset responded to his wife on social media by tweeting, quote, "F y'all, I miss Cardi." The internet has been on Cardi's side, but the tweet has over 500,000 likes and 140 retweets. Are we officially saying goodbye to Mrs. and Mrs. Culture? Mr. and Mrs. Culture.
I mean, I don't have a source close to Cardi to confirm or deny that, so
Yes.
I would not know how to answer that question appropriately.
That's what Cosmopolitan. That's
Cosmopolitan.
Yep, that one too. Those are both reputable
I
sources.
feel like this is just basically news, but it's sad news because we like for the culture to stay together. But yeah, everyone has to make their own choices.
Yeah.
That's my opinion about that.
Like that.
Grammys.
Oh, yes, Grammys. Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and women artists lead the way in this year's Grammy nominations. Women have been historically snubbed as artists and performances in Grammy Awards. Out of the 899 people nominated for the Grammy in the last 6 years, 9% were women. Extremely low. Kendrick Lamar is leading all artists with 8 Grammy nominations thanks to his contributions for rapping and executive producing Black Panther, the album. Drake is behind him with 7 nominations, thank you, behind his double album Scorpion. The award show will be televised February 10th on CBS. Let's look at some categories we actually care about. Okay, so I got Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Rap Song, and Best Rap Album. Which one do you want to talk about?
Just run them down real quick, as fast as you possibly can.
Ooh, okay. Record of the Year. I Like It by Cardi B. The Joke by Brandy Carly. This Is America by Childish Gambino. God's Plan by Drake. Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Rockstar by Post Malone and 21 Savage. Middle by Zedd and Maureen Morris. That's Record of the Year.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just say it. Shallow's gonna win that, and everyone's gonna be fucking furious.
Rockstar's gonna win. People love Post Malone. People love calling Post Malone a rapper, which is incorrect, and giving him stuff.
Okay, that took too long, so I believe you on the rest of them.
Album of the Year.
All right, quickly.
Invasion of Privacy, Cardi B. By the Way, I Forgive You, Brandy Carly, Scorpion, Drake. H.E.R. by H.E.R. Beers and Bentleys by Post Malone. Dirty Computer by Janelle Monáe. Golden Hour by Musgraves, and then Black Panther album.
Black Panther's album is gonna win.
It's gonna win, right?
Yeah,
Album of
Black
the Year
Panther's
has
gonna win
got
that
to.
one. Yeah. No, very strong. Excited for the Grammys.
Are you?
No.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for joining us this week on the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. Make
Yes.
sure you go and subscribe on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Spotify or wherever it is that you listen, and share with your friends at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod on all our social media pages. Shout out to the Maybe I'm Crazy. Maybe I'm Crazy.
Maybe I'm Crazy.
Maybe I'm Crazy podcast fantasy football league. I won this week, which is all I really care about. Shout out to the Unstoppable Force. I stopped you.
Is he out for? I mean, are they out for good now?
Yeah, that's how playoffs
Dang,
work.
yeah.
Double elimination.
Yeah. By the hairs of my chin though, because luckily for me, David Moore had 0 points, and I had no more players left, and he had him active, or she, I don't know who that is, last night, and that did not go well for them. So I won, and you won also actually. Who did you beat?
I beat Chronic Mass Deflator. Pretty handily, but I have Patrick Mahomes and Ezekiel Elliott, and I have people that score.
Okay.
It's really unfair. God's plan is strong this year. Listen, this isn't my plan, guys. I just, you know what I mean?
It's God's plan.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I play Six God next week. You play, or this week I should say,
Yes.
and you play Drunken Monkeys.
Yes.
Shout out to Chronic Mass Deflator and Mayfield's Mighty Midges, who are also still in the playoffs.
I just beat Chronic Mass Deflator.
Did you? Because they're still in the playoffs. Or maybe I'm looking at this wrong way.
Consolation round, maybe?
I don't know. You really confused me. But shout out to the league. Make sure you go and subscribe. Thanks to Tank for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week.
Bye.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not.